Welcome back for the Week 2 edition of Inside the Zone. Hard to believe it, we're already done with Week 1 of football, and it was a great Friday night. Tom Davis of the News Sentinel joining me as always. And Tom, I'm going to start it off wide open right now. What did you learn most in Week 1 of the high school football season that maybe carries over to the rest of the year?
Well, I learned a lot, but the thing that I learned most, I was out at Southside Bishop Dwinger's game, and you know, last week, I don't want to make it sound like I'm a genius, even though sometimes I am. I said Bishop Dwenger was my pick to win the SAC, and they showed no reason whatsoever why they couldn't win the SAC. Completely balanced offensively, ran the ball really well. Mike Fiacable could throw the ball, a little bit inaccurate on a couple of throws, missed his receivers, but I'm not going to hold it against a senior in high school for not being 100% perfect. He looked really, really good. He can run the ball, and he has a ton of weapons. Tipman, Sindar, Espinoza, Watercutter, Scent Liver, and then plus Fiacable. Offensive weapons run the gamut. They looked really, really good against Southside.
Yeah, Fiacable, 283 yards coming back from that torn ACL that ended his junior season before it even started. I was actually going to say I was impressed with the Bishop Dwenger defense because there's so many athletes on Southside's team. Donovan Clark, Trey Maston, Shatan Harris, and they had 14 at half, did Southside. It was a 17-14 lead. And they shut them out in the second half, did Bishop Dwenger, to that Southside offense.
They did. Here's the problem with Southside's offense, in my opinion, though. I think it's way too one-dimensional. They rely a lot on Donovan Clark, as they should. He's got big play capability. He can hurt you in special teams. He can hurt you running. He even ran some wildcat. However, they really struggle passing the ball. Until they get some semblance of a passing game and diversify that offense, I think they're going to be able to beat a lot of teams because they do, like you said, have a lot of talent, a lot of athleticism, but their depth isn't that great, and they need to get more multiple in their offensive attack and add some passing to that, which will open up that running game.
Last week we previewed the NHC, and a lot of people feel like it's Homestead and Carroll, 1A, 1B, depending on how you feel about those two teams. I mentioned also East Noble could get in there, and you mentioned New Haven as a sleeper. I thought you were crazy, but in something my wife probably doesn't hear enough, I was wrong. New Haven can play. They put up 61, including 37 unanswered, to finish the game in a 61-21 win against Heritage. I think Heritage has taken a step back, obviously, from last year, but New Haven's got some players, and it's not just Jordan Hogue.
No, but it starts with Jordan Hogue, but Jordan Hogue's really, really good. He scored multiple times the other night. Now, New Haven plays Woodland this week. I think Woodland's a lot better than they were last year. New Haven, might be every bit as good as they were last year, if not even better. But yeah, you're right. Everybody talks Homestead Carroll, and then East Noble with their impressive performance last week gets into that. But people are sleeping on New Haven. They dropped 61 points on Heritage. They're really balanced offensively. They can throw the ball every bit as well as they can run the ball. And I really think Woodland's going to struggle this week. I think it won't be 46-point difference like it was last year against New Haven, but it'll be comfortable for New Haven. And boy, the NHC, it's going to be really, really fun to watch this year.
And some NECC notes. I thought maybe Busco would take a little while under the Paul Sade era to get things rolling.
30 seconds.
Yeah, it took about opening kickoff. They go up to Fremont and get a big win. Obviously, they're going to be tough this season as they continue to just reload. But also your boys from Eastside.
Oh, 46-22 on the Railroaders.
I know. I believe it was the first time in 7 or 8 years that they've come home with the Train Trophy. You got to love what they're able to do considering how many players they lost. That's an impressive Week 1 performance.
I couldn't believe that score when I saw it. After all the graduation losses, I thought this would be a competitive game because both teams graduated so much, but it really wasn't. Eastside has become a football program. A few years ago where they were up, they were down. Actually, they were kind of mediocre down, and now Eschbach has them going. It's a legitimate program. They're really, really good, and they dropped 46 on Garrett, and Garrett plays good defense. They've got some play. I know they graduate a lot, but they've got a good program there.
Good quarterback.
Yeah, so really, really impressive. In fact, given Garrett's quarterback, it's really impressive they held him to 22. So it might be the Blazer defense that teams really have to watch out for this year.